Charlene
And
Vogel. What do I pronounce it different in English?
yes, I am Mrs. Vogel in the UK.
Vogel, okay.
Yes.
Do you enjoy the UK?
I am loving it. I'm embracing it. It was a very big move to move here.
Yes.
But we are so we found our roots and we're kind of settling in, and it's a lovely process. It was a bit traumatic for myself, to be honest, to move from South Africa to the UK.
Mm.
So it had a few hiccups, but I can feel it's getting into a nice motion now. There's momentum, there's purpose, and there's a whole lot of excitement.
Yes.
Yes.
Why did you decide to do the refresher of the coaching course?
I think I had done a very kind of goal-orientated coaching course just prior to doing the refresher course. It was really outcome-based, loads of goals, and you can do goal setting in half an hour, creating amazing momentum and results. Which is fantastic if you work with a business person. But if you work with a heart person or a wounded person, no one wants to set goals in terms of that. You just want to kind of connect with their hearts. And just the way that you present it and how you allow the Holy Spirit to direct it, and it's almost as if God is so intertwined with you. And as you present it, that beautiful representation of God comes out. And there's nothing that comes close to that. Goal setting and business and all of that, that's great. But my passion is really to connect with a person. Yeah. And I think that is what you usher in so beautifully, Nico. So when I heard of it, I was just like, yep, no, I'm in. So thank you for the amazing privilege of doing this course once again. I so love the previous courses. I did 2 courses with you in the past. And I just feel so honored that you are allowing me into that space again. And it's an exciting space. And I can hear your teaching coming through in my teaching as well. So you have well modeled what God put on your heart in such a beautiful way that it has duplicated in my heart as well, in certain ways. And that is that life that I'm passing on now. So I want to say, good and faithful servant, you have done well.
With any kind of formal or could be informal coaching as well.
Sorry, you broke up a bit. Oh, sorry, you broke up a bit.
Are you currently involved with any coaching people, having clients?
Yes, I am. Like I say, I quite recently did another kind of crazy goal-setting coaching course. Yeah. And in that course, they really encouraged us to move out and to identify clients. So I have a few paying clients. I've got a few clients in the world. There's one in Austria and one in Australia and a few in South Africa. And then I'm coaching locally as well. Love working with the business women that are starting up their businesses, or entrepreneurs that have been at working at their businesses for a few years and just need a new inspiration. And I so love to inspire those. Yeah. I love to work with women, and I can maybe give you a bit of background of where that passion comes from. When I just got saved about 29 years ago, God showed me that I was going to go deep into someone's heart. It's actually a vision. Don't want to elaborate too much about it. If you want to, I can. Yeah, can I? elaborate on it just a little bit. So I was this mine worker, and I saw myself in a vision going down a mine, and I was standing outside as well, just looking at, okay, so when am I going to come out? And I remained down in that mine shaft for quite some time. And then all of a sudden, I saw this amazing hand coming up with a whole lot of treasures, diamonds and a lot of beautiful stuff. And then I saw myself with this, this little light, and it was flow. It wasn't shining too brightly anymore. And then the Lord said to me that you will go deep into people's hearts and go and show them what the treasure is that I have put inside of them. And right through my life, God has really used me in women's lives, especially to go and spend time with them and to discover and help them discover what has been placed inside of them. And what an amazing privilege to see that. Oh my goodness, Nico. It just gives me goosebumps the moment that they see that as well. And I see it's almost like a gift being opened. And for the first time, we both see this amazing gift, and it gives us goosebumps. And it's just God revealing their true identity to them in the moment. It's a beautiful process.
Your marketing, how is it easier in England to do marketing online? The people you got as clients, do you have certain ways in which you do your marketing?
Yeah, so I've got a Facebook presence, and I've got a website. It's all under construction, and still kind of in the embryo phase of the whole process. I haven't really gone out and done full marketing. But one thing that I have learned is that the clients that I have are in my pool of people that I know currently.
Yes.
So I went out, identified certain people that would connect with what I had to offer. And I just casually kind of offered it. And they said, yeah, okay. So the few business clients that I have, before the lockdown, I would see them physically.
Yes.
We would drive out, because I'm a very kind of a do person, We would drive out to a cafe and see how they are, how the competitors are marketing their product. And I would work with my clients saying, okay, let's see what they are doing. What do you have to give? So I think word of mouth as well. It's a very, very powerful thing. But I am planning on, I am currently writing a course that I'm going to put on a platform. So I'm very excited about that. It's also a course that I did that gave me so much practical skills, how to build a business. Because I hope I'm not talking too randomly, but I have so much skill, but I don't know how to package it so that I can make it presentable so that someone else can buy into it. I've got so much to say, but I need to say it in the right way so that people can connect with it and almost that it can meet the need.
Yes.
So I did market research in terms of what are the biggest needs of entrepreneurs, start-up business people?
Yeah.
What are the biggest needs? I'm working through that to meet that need. Otherwise, you present something that no one has a need for. You think it's a great idea, but it's not meeting anyone's needs. So why are they going to buy into it? But because I am an entrepreneur and I didn't have the step-by-steps to starting something off and then keeping it in the air. That's the whole thing. I'm an entrepreneur at heart, and I love new ideas, and I would start it up. but I would not have the skill to keep it in the air. And that is the solution that I want to give. I want to enthuse you in such a way, come alongside you as a businesswoman, come alongside you, and then help you to set certain steps and to get certain fundamental things in place so that we can keep that amazing idea was in the air and just maintain it and expand it and, you know, give it new horizons to fly, not to see it, you know, dive down and then we're on the ground again.
Yeah.
And then we try and get it up. It's like a kite when the wind is not blowing.
Yeah.
You need to position yourself in such a way to see when the wind is blowing, to get your kite and to keep it in the air. And then that is to the amazement of everyone. Eh? If the kite is in the air, everyone is looking at it, then you just have to tweak it a bit, just keep it in the wind. So that's what I'm that is what my journey with a business coach as a business coach looks like.
Is currently any platform that you offer your clients? Let me jump my own gun here. In my work with entrepreneurs, I've come across a platform called lifeplan.com. LIFEPLAN, lifeplan.com. And what you can do with LifePlan is to help your entrepreneur from the beginning to the end in constructing and building and designing and developing their business plans, from the vision to the objectives to the budgeting to doing marketing, market segmentation, market analysis, kind of things that you can do with this platform. It's a very powerful platform. I think you can use with your clients because it keeps the momentum and it keeps the flow and it keeps the kind of structure that I believe you as an entrepreneurial coach or a business coach would like to follow with your client. And there's a kind of a accountability, automatic accountability built into something like that, because you just follow the processes. It's got some wizards built into it to guide you to, for instance, write a vision statement for your business, to guide you, for instance, to identify the objectives that you would like to achieve, whether they be financial, marketing, you know, whatever kind of objectives you would like to achieve. That is something that, go and have a look into lifeplan.com, and maybe it's something that you can use with your clients to get kites flying.
Fantastic. That is great. That is a great idea, because I haven't thought of where can I launch my, my courses from. I have noticed on your course, though, that you also provide a very solid platform from which we can operate. And that is also something that I would consider greatly.
Yeah, if you want to go the coaching connection route, then definitely you and I are going to talk, and I'm going to help you to, since I know the program, because I've developed and written the program, that I can help you quickly to place your program or whatever you have to offer, and it looks nice. It looks professional, and you can go to a client, you just open up your profile and you show the client, and usually it impresses the client if it looks professionally.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, that's an avenue that I would like to explore. Yeah. Sure.
You're very excited. I love the excitement.
I am excited.
Very excited, and a lot of good positive energy. I think it enthuses people, and it makes them to want to live their purpose and want to express all the greatness that God has placed within them. You know, it's thinking back to your dream or the vision you had about, you know, just out of the darkness with this great, awesome treasures that's within you, and giving it light, giving it air, giving it, you know, bringing it into light so that it can live. It's a beautiful picture that God has spoken to your heart to hold on to, so that you can inspire others to become what they are born to be.
Yes. Oh, thank you so much.
Yeah.
I must my own life has also been a discovery process, you know. So whatever I have discovered about myself and how God has enthused me to go on that route of discovery, that same excitement he puts in my heart when I walk alongside someone. And how amazing to have someone with you that are excited about your life. Oh my goodness, you know, you have to, if you get someone like that, just hold on to him, because he's going to get excited when you don't feel so excited anymore. And isn't that what the Holy Spirit as well does? He comes alongside us and he just perks it up. He puts energy into us when we feel weak and we feel weary and when we lose our sight. We just so need people that to surround us that are a lover of our dreams. And I think I did use that in prior meetings with you and I. And that is what I have done in my life. Find people that love me and love my dream, that can keep on enthusing me when I grow weary and when I lose sight.
Corrie Higu, one of the students that was a student long ago and is also doing the refresher. I remember I hear his voice now. He says that we must surround ourselves with people that celebrate us, not tolerate us.
That's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Absolutely, I will so confirm that. There is really a lot of power in that. And I think that is why coaching is so important in a day and an age like this, where people, and I find it in the UK, people are so isolated, so isolated. It's not the same as South Africa. I mean, in South Africa, you sit in a coffee shop and everyone is coaching everyone. Okay? It is so true. And everyone has a relationship with Christ. And you know, there's a whole lot of sharing and depositing and withdrawing going on. Where in the UK, the people are so isolated. That they are just surviving. They're just trying to survive one day after the other, not really having anyone to kind of speak into their lives. And what about speaking life into their lives? That is so scarce. So that is a great thing that I really feel that God is putting on my heart to come and reinvest into the land. You just love the people. God has such a passion for the English person, and he's got such a passion for the land, and he wants it to be a refuge, but it's not a spiritual refuge at this stage. And that is what we have to do. We have to usher in the presence of God by connecting with the people and showing them what God has placed inside of them, and get excited about their lives.
Coaching business, what impact did lockdown have on it, and how did you transition in, for instance, you know, using technology more? Tell me a bit about that.
Yeah, absolutely. So before lockdown, I would see my clients. You know, you had to kind of have a formal appointment and arrive, and it would be kind of lengthy. That's also another thing. It would be lengthy appointments, kind of dragged out in a certain sense. Lockdown has changed it completely, made it so accessible, and it's not an inconvenience. You can prioritize, and if you are committed to the session, you can be there. We can do this, just what we are doing now, just sharing and enthusing and getting vision and so on. And it can be done over a screen. It's so effective. I've been coaching a lady, like I said, in Austria, and just on the same medium. And I would not have been able to do that so effectively if technology was not in place. For me, as an as an introvert, it stretched me a bit because now I have to put myself out there. I think that is one of my biggest challenges, because I want to hide behind the screen, and behind the curtain. And it really challenged me to step out there and to have confidence in what I have to offer, and confidence that is going to touch the life on the other side of the screen.
Yeah.
And it's the same result. It's the same result as if I'm sitting with that person, seeing that gift, being opened. It's the same thing when she has that amazing aha moment or revelation just comes to her. I can feed off, just using the screen.
Oh.
Very, very effective. I almost want to go as far as to say that I might just do online coaching for the rest of my coaching career, because it's just so handy. I just close the door and we're in a meeting. Sometimes Duan brings me some coffee, he'll sneak and I'll see him coming on the screen and I'll just put some coffee down or a salad or something like that. But other than that, you know what, Nico, I think I'm at a time in my life where my kids are out of my hands and I can really focus on what I was created to do. And this is what I was created to do, is to share what has been placed in me with you, so that you can have a greater revelation of what has been placed in you. It's almost like a mirror, kind of a reflective space.
Yes. Oh, it's great to hear you. Thing that I just wanted to ask you, I know it's a bit off topic, but not really.
I'm off topic all the time. That's just how I speak.
in my experience with for instance, social media marketing, that seen that, and it's not confirmed, and many people that I would talk about it, especially guys that are kind of specialists in this field or experts, would tell me, no, it's not the truth. But I suspect that, for instance, in South Africa, it's very difficult for me to get international clients because I believe of my IP address in South Africa. When I create a Facebook account or address or page or group, that my IP address plays sort of into that, and it keeps on ring fencing me that I can't really get out of South Africa. Now, the truth. That's what I actually partly want to check with you. Do you find that when you post something on Facebook, for instance, that a lot of people in Europe, and not just in Britain, sees that post?
Yes.
Africa, I know it. I suspect, and I sort of come to the conclusion, it is the truth. What I say, that we are ring fenced here. I struggle. I do have clients in Australia, but I struggle to get in Australia, even though I've tried people in America, in Europe, in Australia. It seems like it's coming from there. Nothing of mine is going out there. Do you think that might be a possibility?
Well, absolutely. And I'm just reflecting back on a course that I did of a South African girl, but she's here in the UK. What is dryfkrag now? I mean, her impact is so much greater. I mean, she works with a whole lot of South Africans because there's a whole lot of South African, feedback. But because she is stationed here, it's almost as if the broadcast goes further, can I say?
Yes.
So it might be absolutely true. And we are working from a first world, platform. Yes. So I think, like I say, I think, I don't want to say it like this, but maybe the tower is a bit higher, and so the broadcast is a bit broader. Just as you described it, the towers in South Africa might not broadcast so far. So now I want to ask you, how can you go about to, to override that? How can you go about to sidestep that and find a solution for that?
One thing that I am doing is I've opened an account with what they call a VPN, a virtual private network. It's that you can, and then they can't trace your IP address. So, and you can choose where you place your IP address. I've placed mine in sometimes in Holland, sometimes in the UK, sometimes in America. So they can't trace me, and I've seen that when I post, then it's more international. But a second thing, and this might be an opportunity for you, for a small fee. If I pay you a small fee, won't you open a Facebook account for instance, coaching connection?
Yes.
I believe many of the coaches that I relate with, and even the students and coaches on the current course, might be willing, especially if they want to open a Facebook page for their practice or business, coaching business, that they would be willing to pay a small fee for someone like yourself to open, because it's going to take you maybe at the longest 45 minutes to open a Facebook account for someone. And then when we post from here, in any case, it would be broadcast maybe further abroad, all over in the Western world.
I would be absolutely willing to do that.
If we can keep a kind of a conversation going around this, I would be very, very happy.
Anytime I will.
Country, because of lockdown, because of Zoom and technology and things like that, many of our coaches here and many of the balance coaches would need a platform outside of South Africa to coach, and clients from Australia, from Europe, from America, etc.
Absolutely. Now, I will be very keen to work alongside you and do something like that.
Cool.
Great.
To me, I really appreciate you. I love your energy, and we'll meet again.
Oh, fantastic. I thank you so much for this opportunity and for your time. I love and adore your ministry, and I love and adore your coaching business, and I'm so excited to be a part of that.
Charlene, blessings to you. Enjoy the weekend.
For you.
Okay.
Thank
Bye.
you.